Hello, from Scott County, Iowa. This is a summary video of the Iowa judicial corruption. More videos with more details will appear on this channel. I am writing to you pleading with you to clean up the rampant judicial corruption in Iowa. It is urgent to clean up this corruption now. Every day, women and minorities are abused by the corruption in the Iowa judicial system. Every day, they are led to judicial slaughter where they are shackled and gagged to prevent them fighting for their rights. This is no different from 100 years or 200 years when blacks were forced to work in fields under the sweltering sun, or Chinese were forced to build the railroad through dangerous mountain passes, or women before suffrage had no voice. But now, they work all their lives and their life savings are taken from them by this judicial corruption. I have spoken to many black Americans outside the courthouse, and it is no surprise to me the BLM movement exploded because of the judicial corruption. This abuse is going on every day, to many minorities and women every day in Iowa, in numbers like a slave ship brings captives into the antebellum southern states. This corruption has been going on for over 35 years and against women. One particular lawyer, Paul Masek, stole my civil rights from me, denied suffrage, drove us back to the 19th century when he falsely accused me of contempt of court as a publicity stunt for then Iowa Attorney General. Paul Masek led this 20th century witch hunt against me for his own and the state officials' political ambitions. He charged me with contempt of court for not paying child support, but I, as the mother, had given up custody because of my Korean culture. I had given up my share of the marital home in lieu of the child support, and I was even ahead. Knowing that I was minority with heavy Korean accent, Paul Masek attacked like a 20th century political lynch mob masquerading as Iowa justice. I do not command English like most Native Americans. How can I defend myself? I am not connected with the judges and attorney general. In fact, my own attorney approached me, but now I think he was actually a plant from the other side. Is this American justice? I was imprisoned for over 2 hours as they took pictures of me in an orange jumpsuit for their publicity stunt. You may have heard of my case. When I filed for my rightful share of the estate, my house was illegally invaded without a warrant with the Bettendorf police. Were they in my house to kill or imprison me? The court record has been changed with papers taken out and others added since it was not bound. The accounting ledger was changed at the simple request of the opposing lawyer Newport, disregarding every standard and accepted accounting practice. The other side has ignored and disregarded court orders, but nothing happens to them. Opposing lawyer Dwayne Godkin even admitted in court that he defamed me to other lawyers and judges, resulting in losing and not able to retain legal representation. According to Tom Fitzpatrick, my deceased husband, Dwayne Godkin arranged for payoffs to the highest levels. He even hired one lawyer for her political connections. I know Dwayne Godkin had the connections with judges since he admitted to it. I also know he looked for politically connected, backslapping lawyers, as told to me from many probate lawyers in Florida. In fact, Godkin had trouble finding a lawyer in Florida. Was it because he was looking for a backslapper? I have documentation. Iowa judicial corruption is infecting other states like Florida. This opposing lawyer Newport, who was working under probate lawyer Dwayne Godkin, threatened and intimidated me by invading my home without a warrant. In fact, his felon, ex-convict for assault and battery, associate even admitted to being in my house. They, with the police, searched my 6,000 square foot house for over 2.5 hours but could not find me. I had been hiding in the closet behind a line defined by a cross and Bible. I was hiding out of fear for my life. They were not invited into my house, nor did not belong in my house, but were in my house unannounced and without probable cause. They did not breach the cross-Bible line to find me, and the Bible and cross protected me. I believe the ex-convict was there to do me harm, even kill me. Nowadays, to die or to not to die is not the question. I am not afraid to die, but this is an invasion of my civil rights. How much my agony and emotional and physical suffering. This illegal home invasion is terrorism, and one reason why the American Revolution was fought. Do you believe in the American Revolution? This corruption stole 3 customized for my size motorcycles and a recreational vehicle. Opposing lawyer Newport took them for his personal gain, as I found in a court deposition. Completely by accident, I even saw opposing lawyer Newport at Jag Alley with the Harley Davidson he took from me. Jag Alley is the business of the opposing lawyer Newport's associates. The estate was going to let me keep them, but opposing lawyer Newport had buddies who wanted my 3 motorcycles and RVs, so he took them for his personal gain. Newport was arrested for prostitution. That is a criminal matter in addition to his other crimes against me. Nothing has been done about opposing lawyer Newport's lies to judges, abuse of power for personal gain, illegal home invasions, leading police astray. What are you going to do about him specifically and the corrupt lawyers in Iowa? Who is behind this corruption? Why do these lawyers feel so powerful? Does someone in the judiciary give them permission? Why do Newport, Geertz, and Godkin feel they can use Waterman's name to get what they want? Now, 35 years after Paul Masek persecuted me, he is coming after my daughter. This is one of the reasons I am again writing to you. Now these same judicial muggings are victimizing my daughter. After a long-term marriage and her son was molested by his father, her former husband filed divorce. She got nothing from the divorce. Just like my case. She did not get alimony. She has been a stay-at-home mother for over 10 years, gave up her career despite having a college degree from DePaul University in Chicago in the same subject as her now former husband. He makes over $150,000 a year and she worked with him helping to get his job done. She did not get the marital home, no health insurance, and now the same lawyer and former judge Paul Masek, who falsely accused me of contempt nearly 35 years ago, is charging her with a false contempt of court. What is going on with the Iowa judicial system to allow such abuse of single mothers? Just like I was mugged by the judiciary, now it is happening to my daughter. How could she also lose everything and then again be mugged by the lawyers of the Iowa judicial system? Is it corruption or incompetence? In either case, it is Iowa governor's job, as I wrote to your predecessor and to Justice Waterman, to clean it up. Until that happens, Iowa will never be a place known as fair to women. How could Paul Masek still be abusing people after 35 years and the state has not stopped him? Where are women's rights? Why did Paul Masek stop being a judge? Was there corruption? My daughter's divorce decree is unconscionable. No one would agree to it. Her lawyer is Michael Rock. He charged over $45,000 without getting anything for her. Michael Rock did not get her alimony. Michael Rock did not get her the home. Was there collusion? As I mentioned, Thomas Fitzpatrick, in remorse when he was sick, confessed to me that he paid lawyers and judges to the highest level. Is this why I did not enforce the quadro in my case? I had to hire another lawyer and come meet him with witnesses to get the quadro done. Now, in my daughter's case, the quadro has been ordered but is not executed. Why? Just like in my own case, both sides' lawyers receive money from my husband? Similar to me, she was charged with a false contempt of court, denied her equitable share of the marital estate, alimony, while the father who hired Paul Masek and was molester of their child is not paying court-ordered child support or medical bills. So, according to Paul Masek, if a white man does not pay child support, Paul Masek does nothing, but the mere accusation of a Korean American not paying child support gets them thrown in jail. That is discrimination. Paul Masek is the perpetrator of that racial discrimination with the Iowa courts as his accomplice. In my daughter's case, she was similarly charged with contempt and ordered to her son's father lawyer fees. She is destitute and does not have the money, as any judge should know. But then again, I remember Stuart Whirling when he ruled on a probate case. He claimed thinking deeper on the matter would give him a headache. Iowa judges do not think deeply, as shown by my daughter's recent experiences and my past experiences. Is it because judges are appointed by the governor and are political cronies? How does this corruption continue? How is it allowed to continue? This corruption thrives in the old boy network of the Iowa judiciary. It is well known throughout the Midwest that Iowa has a strong old boy network of judges and lawyers. Lawyers who socialize with judges, for example. Lawyers who have the case fixed before it begins as related to me by Iowa and out-of-state lawyers. As we saw with Godkin, lawyers have ex parte conversation with judges and are able to influence them. Also, as we see with Paul Masek, he was a judge. Is he still pulling his old judge buddy strings for favors? I have also communications between lawyers speaking badly about me. How could I ever a fair hearing if on top of my race and heavy accent, judges are influenced by lawyers against me? All the above violate any sense of fair play and are illegal in the business world, since it is called insider trading or insider knowledge. Judges are appointed by the Iowa governor. To get on the list of nominees and selected by the Iowa governor, a lawyer needs to be a political crony of the political party in power. Is this not patronage? Is that why these rulings always come out just before to help pay for political campaigns? One person who could reform the system but seems like she is happy with the current corruption is Scott County Chief Judge Marlite Grieve. In my case, the crowd of Scott County, Iowa judges, with specific attention to Mary House and Chief Judge Marlite Grieve, have killed the truth. I believe the Scott County, Iowa judges, specifically Marlite Grieve, holds malice towards me and has discriminated against me due to my Korean American culture and race. Her treatment of me has been relentless and over a period of time. At one point, after looking at my court file and the notes the judge inserted, a clerk asked me if my case was a criminal case. Is that why they were sealed? She has used her judicial powers to bully me on my case. To use me as a punching bag to the point I am mortified. 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 In effect, she has judicially lynched me. I know my experiences are similar experiences to my daughters and the many people I have spoken with outside the courthouse. In Scott County, Iowa, there is a sizable minority population but no minority judges or judges of color. I feel the pain and understand the frustration of the African American community. They also feel like they are unfairly lynched by the Scott County judiciary. After I complained about previous chief judge breaking judicial code on dates, Judge Grieve changed the court record, December 9, 2015. How could the court file change overnight? I reviewed the file on December 8, 2015 and there were papers in the file. Next day, December 9, 2015, I come back with Korean lawyer and papers are gone. Clerks said Greaves took the documents and that Grieve sealed it. Also, sometimes a sealed envelope was in the file and other times it was not. Why? What is in the envelope and how could be part of the record? Was it notes to other judges and lawyers biasing them against me? With this, how could I get legal representation in a fair hearing? How other documents not filed be inserted? Maintain integrity of record. I have original documents. Alimony disappeared in clerk of court's office twice. Before my former husband died of cancer, he said the money is used for politics. My alimony is not for patronage. I know Scott County judges do not want to hear my case since I hold them accountable to be fair. I know this from when I reopened the divorce case in December 2015 and no judges wanted to hear it, so they were willing to move it to Polk County. Despite I had over 30 Korean Americans in the hallway who had traveled from Chicago to support my case, Grieve denied us a hearing and did not even have the backroom deal made with the lawyers recorded. This move of a smoke-filled backroom deal making is a hallmark trait of an old boys network. Judge Grieve has used the new naive judges to hear my case and listen to the corruption. This resulted in them releasing estate funds despite an injunction to pay really old lawyer fees. Why then? The estate executor has plenty of money to pay the lawyer fees. I know because my deceased husband and I gave her family half our money from the family business for several years. Now she wants to use estate funds for lawyer fees. This is a call to action. I will soon commencing with coast-to-coast protesting again, as I have done in the past. People ask me if the corruption is in Iowa, why are you protesting in this state? I tell them the judicial corruption from Iowa will infect their own state. I will continue to fight till my last breath. I will hunger strike until I can no longer stand. I will have supporters as I have seen in other protests. My protest is always legal and follow state/county and city laws and ordinances, and I have the right to freedom of speech. These protests are supported by websites, YouTube videos, and Twitter feeds. I invite you to join in the protest. As you may have heard, silence is violence. I am keeping copies of the documents and people involved, as well as where I have protested in multiple locations worldwide should they want to destroy them. This will also tell people who has done any harm to me. I feel my life is in danger from these corrupt lawyers, judges, and officials since I am exposing their corruption. At the least, I urge you to stop the judicial racial discrimination and corruption and work for judicial reform. Please support my 5-point plan for judicial reform and click thumbs up at www.GhostinCourt.com. Thank you for listening. Please do click thumbs up and watch for the next video.